Hello. In this virtual presentation, we would like to address the prevention and treatment of pressure ulcers in you, your patients, or people in your care. In this case, particularly on the buttocks, hips, and sacrum. In this video, we use the terms you, patient, and person in your care interchangeably. We know that not everyone who uses these products would consider themselves a patient, so we will often refer to a subject or wearer. If you are trying them for yourself, we would suggest making sure that you inform your main health or care professional when you next see them. Let's consider some of the situations where other interventions, such as regular repositioning and pressure redistributing cushions and mattresses, are still not sufficient to prevent pressure ulcers developing.
Do you or your patients repeatedly slide down the bed, chair or wheelchair? Is this leading to non-blanching erythema, heat, edema or other early signs of a pressure ulcer? Does your patient keep getting pressure ulcers soon after the previous one has healed? Do you notice that people in your care unavoidably drag their skin on the support surface when using a transfer board to move from bed to chair? Do you have patients with neurological conditions who are very agitated and rock or shuffle on their buttocks? Do you have patients who are suffering from intertrigo in the groin area, which is irritation to areas of perpetually moist skin which rub together? Are people in your care at very high risk of pressure ulcers, for example diabetics or people who are nearing the end of life? Well, we would like to show you that the solution to these issues can be Parafricta low-friction fabric undergarments. Parafricta undergarments are lined with a unique low-friction fabric which is designed to protect the skin from the damaging effects of friction and the associated shear. Of course, many people understandably think that the primary cause of pressure ulcers is pressure or compression. We now know that in situations where people are moving on their buttocks or sliding because of the effect of gravity, the friction and the associated shear element may be as big a contributor to the breakdown of tissue and the eventual formation of a pressure ulcer. The ideal time to address pressure ulcer formation when friction and shear is involved is before it starts. That means getting an intervention, such as a Parafricta undergarment, onto the subject as soon as the risk is identified. We have developed a prevention pathway, which suggests ways in which the undergarments can be introduced into routine pressure ulcer prevention on the trunk and in other vulnerable areas with our other products. The undergarments can also be used when an early stage pressure ulcer, category 1, has already developed. A category 1 pressure ulcer is characterized not just by reddening, non-blanching erythema, but particularly for people with darker skin tones there could be other signs including changes in skin texture, heat and edema, which are all manifestations of what's going on underneath the skin surface. In several studies, Parafricta products have been shown to completely reverse category 1 pressure ulcer development when they're worn over a period of a couple of weeks. The undergarments can also be used, in combination with other measures, to aid in the healing of more advanced pressure ulcers, including category 2 pressure ulcers. An option is to dress the pressure ulcer, as of course you would do anyway, and then put on a Parafricta undergarment. This will stop the dressing being rucked up or completely sloughed off by the same friction and shear that was the original cause of the pressure ulcer. There are 3 models of undergarment. They come in a range of sizes, so it's possible to select the ideal size for the wearer. The slip-on models, brief and boxer, are suitable for wearers who can pull up their underwear. They have a high back to fully protect the sacral area. The Velcro closure brief can be opened at the front, and a bedbound patient slids safely into the undergarment before securing it. All undergarments can be worn continually and unobtrusively under clothes or nightwear. They're very comfortable, they're lightweight, breathable, and they feel cool against the skin. Incontinence pads can be worn with the undergarments. There are openings at the front of the Velcro or boxer style that can be used for catheterized patients. All versions of the undergarments are washable and reusable, and that means they represent good value for money. They can be washed and dried in a domestic washing machine and tumble dryer or in a commercial laundry. Typically, one would expect them to be washed and reused at least 5 times, which means that compared, for example, to using multiple prophylactic dressings, they work out much cheaper per patient episode. The cost benefit of using Parafricta undergarments for preventing pressure ulcers is overwhelming. If you look at the analysis which was done for the review of these products by NICE both in 2014 and refreshed in 2021, it's immediately obvious that preventing a pressure ulcer is well worth the cost of a Parafricta undergarment. Recent cost-benefit analysis, presented at the European Pressure Ulcer Advisory Panel Conference, shows that the typical cost of treating a Category 2 pressure ulcer is around £1,000. Prevention using Parafricta Undergarments saves the costs of dressings, nursing time, extra hospital bed days and other interventions, but also the consequences of progressing to an even more serious Category 3 or 4 ulcer with the associated comorbidities and even risk to life.
Parafricta Undergarments are a simple, comfortable and easy way of preventing and aiding in the treatment of pressure ulcers on the buttocks, hips and sacrum. They are easily accepted by wearers and are convenient for nurses and carers.
If you need more information on how to obtain undergarments for potential wearers, please check out our website, parafricta.com. You can email us at info@parafricta.com or call 01869 226 566. Other information on how to use the undergarments is in our user guides, which are available online or by viewing our training video.